All right, everyone, we have to discuss Bidenomics a little bit because there was just an egg heist in Pennsylvania. Link in the description, archived, of course. I'm going to take you through this a little bit verbatim because it kind of reminds me of a story that happened years and years ago where there was a maple syrup heist. Maple syrup, of course, is quite valuable, actually. It's, I think, more valuable than gasoline by far. It's like $30 a gallon or 40 or something like that. And that was back in the day. So, under Bidenomics, it's probably like 70 now. This speaks to economic issues. 100,000 eggs were stolen from a trailer in Pennsylvania, police say. The theft of approximately 100,000 eggs from the back of a distribution trailer in central Pennsylvania is under investigation, authorities say, as the grocery staple has become scarce in some areas due to an avian flu outbreak. It's not entirely due to that. We'll get to that in a moment. And prices are reaching near record highs. The eggs, worth an estimated $40,000, were stolen from egg producers Pete and Gary's Organics in Greencastle Saturday night, according to a report from Pennsylvania State Police. Pete and Gary's is aware of a recent incident in Franklin County, Pennsylvania, and we are actively working with local law enforcement to investigate, the company said to a statement to CNN Tuesday. We take this matter seriously and are committed to resolving it as quickly as possible. Due to the ongoing investigation, we cannot comment any further on the matter, the statement said. The egg industry right now is wonky. For a long time, eggs were basically the cheapest source of protein that you could get, actually. I can remember when, a dozen eggs were, $1.99 or something like that back in the day. That has changed. This is due to Bidenomics, number one, the culling of chickens, number two, and number three, to an extent, the avian flu outbreak, because people are panicking about it. They're assuming they're going to get sick from eating eggs, and so, the supply tends to wane. Now, I would say you're probably not going to get sick from eating an egg because you've probably cooked it. You should probably have a scrambled egg. Maybe you have a fried egg. Maybe you hard boil it or something like that. You're probably not going to get sick because you've pretty much sterilized the egg. If you have it like raw or something like that, or maybe soft boiled, I suppose, then there may be a problem. Otherwise, you can probably relax. But people have decided to panic about eggs effectively. The fact that people are stealing 100,000 eggs from the back of a distribution van is rather telling. And part of that is because the price is so much higher. I mean, think about that. 100,000 eggs wouldn't have cost $40,000 back in the day. It wouldn't have even been close. Maybe 10,000 or something like that. They were cheap. It was the best source of protein that you could possibly get other than maybe cube steak or something like that. And nobody really wants to eat cube steak. They just do that out of necessity. I can remember the cube steak days. Yeah. Cube steak chunks in macaroni and cheese. You need a lot of ketchup to go with it. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just it's not necessarily the most ideal food in the world. But eggs have become expensive now, unfortunately. And so people apparently have begun stealing them en masse, and there's probably a reason for this. I wonder what that reason could possibly be. It's a mystery to me. It's obvious why people would be stealing them. They've become much more valuable because you culled hundreds of thousands of chickens, and so there are less eggs being produced. No shit, that causes the price to rise. I couldn't possibly be more surprised at this. This has happened over and over under Bidenomics. It's not just the inflation. It's the poor decision-making on every other level. It's like the infrastructure projects. Okay, repairing that bridge is a good idea. Do you really need a $2.3 trillion budget to cover all of these projects. Not really. It's not necessary. You inflated the economy, you overheated it. Then, because avian flu exists, you decided, it existed before, but all of a sudden it's a big problem. You decided to cull a significant proportion of the chicken population in the United States. I wonder why eggs would be more pricey now. No shit. I couldn't understand why they would be. It's retarded when you think about it. The Biden administration really fucked up. Unfortunately, the Biden administration, now outgoing, has been replaced by the Trump administration. I have no doubt that the liberal legacy media is going to blame Trump for egg price hikes. In fact, they already have. I've seen several liberal influencers online claim that Donald Trump is responsible for the rise in the price of eggs, even though it was already rising to begin with. It's not going to slow down right away. Believe it or not, the current economy is still effectively Bidenomics. It's going to take time, unfortunately, to ameliorate that. They don't seem to understand this, and those that do understand this are being disingenuous, effectively. Not surprising that there would be an egg heist in Pennsylvania. Again, it reminds me of that time, I think it was in Canada, I can't remember exactly where it was, I think it was in Quebec. Somebody, took $100,000 worth of maple syrup out of a factory. They, drained the whole tank and then just drove off with it or something like that. In fact, I should probably look that up. Maybe we'll talk about it on the live stream today, actually. That'd be fun. But that actually happened. They stole $100,000 worth of maple syrup. And that's because there's a profit to be made. It's expensive. Eggs have become more expensive. Therefore, you're going to see more of this kind of behavior. Hell, I wish I had 100,000 eggs. Maybe I could finally learn how to make an omelet. Probably not, though. I think that time has passed. But I can scramble them. I can fry them. I can soft boil them. I can make deviled eggs. My God, I make exceptional deviled eggs. That's what I'm talking about. That's about all. Peace out.